Hello everyone, welcome back to Nutrimentor, your companion for CPGET Nutrition preparation. In today's session, we are discussing nutrition through the life cycle, another high-yield topic that is frequently asked in examination. From pregnancy to lactation to infancy and old age, we'll revise the important nutritional requirements, efficiency-related concepts, and frequently tested facts in a simple, easy to remember, exam-oriented way. So let's begin. Additional calorie requirement during second trimester is, and the options are plus 200 kilocalories, plus 350 kilocalories, plus 500 kilocalories, or is it plus 700 kilocalories? Pregnancy increases nutrition need, but not as much as many people assume. So CPGET, remember this number carefully. The right answer is plus 350 kilocalories. Pregnant women requires an additional 350 kilocalories per day during second trimester. Folic acid prevents, and the options are scurvy, night blindness, neural tube defects, osteoporosis. Suppose one vitamin could protect the baby's brain and spinal cord before the mother even realizes she is pregnant. Which vitamin is that? That's the right answer is neural tube defect. Folic acid prevents neural tube defects such as spina bifida. Physiological anemia of pregnancy occur due to, and the options are iron deficiency, blood loss, increased plasma volume, or vitamin deficiency. Think of adding extra water to the juice. The juice becomes diluted. Exactly the same happens to the blood during pregnancy. That's why we call it as physiological anemia. Yes, you are guessing it right. This particular anemia occurs because of increased plasma volume. Additional energy requirement during lactation is plus 350 kilocalories, plus 450 kilocalories, plus 600 kilocalories, or is it plus 800 kilocalories? Now, the baby is born, but the mother's nutritional job is not over. In fact, producing breast milk requires a lot of energy. That's why lactation needs even more calories than pregnancy. Remember this important exam number. During the first 6 months of lactation, the mother requires an additional dash calories per day. What it is? The right answer is plus 600 kilocalories. Milk production requires additional energy. Lactating mothers need plus 600 kilocalories per day during the first 6 months and plus 520 kilocalories per day during later phases of lactation. Which hormone is responsible for milk ejection? Options are prolactin, oxytocin, estrogen, progesterone. Students often get confused between prolactin and oxytocin. Remember this way. Prolactin is responsible for milk production, while oxytocin is responsible for milk ejection or letdown reflex. One hormone makes the milk and other helps to release it during breastfeeding. This is very commonly asked question. And the right answer is oxytocin. Oxytocin causes milk letdown reflex. Colostrum is rich in, and the options are fat, lactose, IgA, cholesterol. Colostrum is not just first milk, it is often called the baby's first vaccine. Why? Because it is rich in secretory IgA, which provides early immunity and protects the newborn from infection. So, whenever you hear colostrum, immediately think of IgA and immune protection. Right answer, as said, it is IgA. Complementary feeding should begin at 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, or 9 months. This number appears everywhere. Before 6 months, only breastfeeding should be given. After 6 months, breast milk along with complementary food should be given. So the right answer is nothing else but 6 months. Birth weight doubles by, and the options are 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or is it 12 months? Growth milestones are one of the favorite questions from infancy. And the right answer is 6 months. Birth weight doubles by 5 to 6 months and triples by at the end of 1 year. So if you remember these two numbers, you can answer the questions in seconds. Breast milk is naturally low in which mineral? Is it calcium, magnesium, iron, or phosphorus? Infants are born with iron stores that they receive during pregnancy. These stores gradually decline during the first few months of life. By 6 months, breast milk alone cannot meet the growing iron requirement, which is why iron-rich complementary foods become essential. So the right answer to this question is nothing but the iron. Breast milk contains relatively low amounts of iron. After 6 months, complementary food becomes important to meet the increasing iron requirement. Exclusive breastfeeding is recommended up to options are 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months. This is one of the easiest question in the exam, but it appears repeatedly. Exclusive breastfeeding means no water, no animal milk, and no other complementary food. Only breast milk should be given for the given period of time. WHO and ICMR NIN guidelines recommend exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life. Which hormone is primarily responsible for the production of breast milk? And the options are oxytocin, prolactin, estrogen, and progesterone. And the right answer is prolactin. Prolactin stimulates the synthesis and production of milk in the mammary gland after childbirth. During adolescence, the requirement of which two nutrient increases significantly? And the options are sodium and potassium, calcium and iron, iodine and selenium, or is it fluoride and magnesium? Students think about what happens during adolescence. Height suddenly shoots up, bone becomes stronger, muscle mass increases, and girls begin menstruation. Which two nutrients would the body ask for the most? One for the bone and one for the blood. That's nothing but your answer. Yes, you are guessing it right. The right answer is calcium and iron. Rapid growth during adolescence increases the need for calcium and iron. Which eating disorder is characterized by fear of gaining weight and self-starvation? Options are bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, or is it obesity? This is an easy one if you know the keyword. Fear of becoming fat, refusal to eat, severe weight loss, which disorder immediately comes to your mind? The examiner usually gives these clues directly. Yes, the right answer is anorexia nervosa. It is characterized by severe food restriction due to fear of weight gain. The decrease in calorie requirement during old age is mainly due to, and the options are increased physical activity, increased bone mass, loss of muscle mass and reduced BMR, or it is improved digestion. Why do elderly people usually need fewer calories? Are they suddenly eating less because digestion improves? Or is the body itself slowing down? Think about muscle loss and metabolic rate. The right answer is loss of muscle mass and reduced BMR. Which bone disorder is commonly seen in postmenopausal women? And the options are osteomalacia, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, or rickets. Whenever you hear postmenopausal women, one disease should immediately flash in your mind. Weak bones, fractures, loss of bone density. The examiner loves this association. Yes, the right answer is nothing but osteoporosis. Postmenopausal estrogen decline increases bone loss. Which vitamin deficiency is commonly seen in old age because of poor absorption? And the options are vitamin C, vitamin B12, vitamin K, or is it vitamin E? This question is not asking about intake, it is asking about absorption. As age increases, stomach acid decreases. Which vitamin depends heavily on stomach function for absorption? And the right answer is vitamin B12. Reduced gastric acid and intrinsic factor impair vitamin B12 absorption. Which hormone stimulates milk production? And the options are oxytocin, prolactin, estrogen, progesterone. And the right answer is prolactin. It stimulates synthesis of breast milk. Which hormone is responsible for milk ejection? Prolactin, estrogen, oxytocin, or progesterone? The milk is already there. The baby starts suckling. Now, which hormone helps the milk come out? The question is not about production, it is about release. Pay attention to the detail. The right answer is oxytocin. Breast milk is relatively deficient in which mineral? Options are calcium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus. If breast milk is perfect food, then why do we start complementary feeding at 6 months? This is about which nutrient stores begin to fall as the baby grows. And the right answer is iron. Early weaning before 4 months increases the risk of, and the options are better immunity, improved growth, infection and allergy, obesity prevention. The infant gut is still immature. If foods are introduced too early, what problems are more likely to appear? Think about digestion, immunity, and exposure to contaminated food. The right answer is infection and allergy. Before we finish, let's do a quick life cycle revision in 1 minute. During pregnancy, nutrient requirements increases because the mother is supporting both her own body and growing fetus. Remember the important nutrient, extra energy, protein, iron, folic acid, and calcium. And whenever you hear folic acid, immediately think neural tube defects. Another favorite question is physiological anemia of pregnancy. Plasma volume increases more than red blood cells, causing hemodilution. After delivery comes lactation. Milk production is controlled by prolactin and oxytocin, and the mother requires an additional 600 kilocalories during first 6 months of lactation. The first milk colostrum is rich in immunoglobulin A or IgA and vitamin A. Whenever you see colostrum in the exam, think immunity. Breastfeeding provides ideal nutrition and protection to the infant, and complementary feeding will begin after completion of 6 months. In infancy, growth is extremely rapid. Remember the numbers. Birth weight doubles by 5 to 6 months and triples by 1 year. Also remember that breast milk is relatively low in iron, and after 6 months it needs to be supplemented. During adolescence, growth spurt increases the requirement of iron, calcium, protein, and energy. Nutritional problems such as anemia, obesity, and eating disorders are commonly asked. Finally, in old age, appetite, digestion, and absorption gradually decline. Vitamin B12, calcium, and vitamin D deficiency become very common, and energy requirement decreases because of sarcopenia and reduced basal metabolic rate. If you remember these few points, you can answer many questions from life cycle nutrition in the exam. And with that, we come to the end of this life cycle nutrition revision. I hope these questions, memory tricks, and quick recall points make your preparation easier and help you score better in your exam. If you found this video useful, do subscribe to Nutrimentor for more CPGET nutrition and dietetics preparation videos. Keep revising, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next session. Until then, happy learning and all the very best for your examination.